movie starts out with George W. Bush in full cowboy outfit being briefed by his generals. At the bottom of the screen, September 13th, 2001. They're saying, we got so many targets, we gotta act fast. We gotta act before they know what's going on. That's when you cut to Black Hawk helicopters. Bunch of guys in special forces, just riding. There's normal static and chatter in the background. Then, boom, cut to the orphanage. There's kids being put into bed, getting their last snack. There's people being read stories. Then, boom, back to the Black Hawk helicopters. They're checking their guns, making sure they got all their equipment ready. Over the intercom you hear, we're coming in on final ascent. Then, boom, back to the orphanage. Last kids are being tucked in, lights are being turned off, and the orphanage workers are closing the door behind them. Except for they're when they close it, they're locking it and barring it from the outside. Audience is wondering why. Then boom, you cut to Nicolas Cage. He's special forces as well in his own helicopter. Except for he ain't a boring ass like all those other special forces dudes. He's looking slick. That's right, he's got on black leather pants. He's got a tactical assault vest on, no shirt underneath. He's rocking a sick Nicolas Cage mustache. That's right, this is a Nicolas Cage mustache movie. You know what that's about. That's when he looks directly at the screen. He's like, it's too quiet. He pulls out his Discman, slaps him Prowler in the Yard by Pig Destroyer. All of a sudden, Hyperviolet just starts blaring over the fucking screen. And that's right when the song starts. The Special Forces guys come bursting through the windows of the orphanage, and they're just boom, 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 just slaughtering orphans, throwing grenades and flashbangs. They're screaming and running. And then when the song slows down for a second, you see Nicolas Cage. He's in an orphanage as well. Except for he's like doing all these like meticulous things, like setting up ropes. You see him like measuring things with like a sight and whatnot. Then boom, back to the other orphanage. They're just throwing the incendiary devices. You see kids' flesh just burning off them. They're screaming in misery. Back to Nicolas Cage, he's doing something. And then you cut back to the other guys. They're leaving the orphanage and it's just in shambles. The whole thing is destroyed. There's flames everywhere, so much property damage. And then when the song, all the music cuts out and it's just the feedback, that's when you cut to Nicolas Cage. He's taking a long drag off a cigarette, flicks it over his shoulder, and that's when the camera pans over. And it's just a gruesome murder scene. There's like kids being strung up, their rib cages bust open, they're strung up. It's just fucking horrible. And that's when you realize Nicolas Cage fucking loves his work. And that's when the screen goes black and in big letters, Orphan Slaughterer.